seems to be going on, but it seems that this year time is moving at light speed. Do you feel that way?
Yeah.
Did it feel like it was just yesterday that the year began and it's ended? Unbelievable. Normally in the second half of the year, I would give my class a thought for the week. But it went by so quickly, it just whoosh. So I did not get to do it. So I'll share with you briefly a couple of the thoughts I intended to bring, and then I'll get to the heart of what I want to speak about today, and it's entitled, Accepting Reproof from Those Who Love Us. And you may consider this a reproof to you as well, as I continue. First, if you've been in one of these end of year speeches, you will note that there's going to be a distinct difference this year compared to other years, and you'll see why. Whatever you're filled with will be spilled when you're bumped. If you're filled with anger, that's what's going to come out when you're bumped. If a ship is on the seas, and then it has to answer 3 questions. 1, why is it out there in the first place? 2, how to keep from sinking. 3, how to keep from bumping into other ships. These are very essential ethics that you have to have as you personally develop and as you personally go on into your seniors, as you go on out, and for the rest of us as we graduate to the next level. And finally, perennially one of the favorites of all years, the law of the harvest. The law of the harvest unequivocally states 3 things as well. 1, you reap what you sow. 2, you reap later than you sow. 3, you reap more than you sow. If you do not believe the law of the harvest, time will make it very clear to you. You reap what you sow, you reap more than you sow, and you reap later than you sow. Okay, so those are the ones that I want to leave with you. Now, as I said, you could consider those reproofs, but as I move forward now, we think about reproof. Webster's definition of reproof. Reproof is to scold or correct in a kind or gentle manner. A reproof is to scold or correct in a kind or gentle manner. To express disapproval of, or to express disapproval of. So it is to scold or correct in a kind or gentle manner, or to express disapproval of. That's what reproof is. Now, I know some people are like, we're not in class, but let me just open up your English minds for a little bit. Reproof is what's called a transitive verb. Now, for those of you who know what a transitive verb is, what is that? All you people in AP English, you tell me that you don't know what a transitive verb is?
I know what she said it, so I didn't hear how words go together, but I don't know the names of how they go.
You're math people, no, that's the word. Okay, I'll tell you. A reproof, a transitive verb is, has 2 characteristics. 1, it's an action verb, expressing a doable activity. And 2, it must have a direct object, something or someone who receives the action of the verb. Okay. So if you have not encountered that in English, you will. Okay? So reproof is a transitive verb. It satisfies both of those requirements. Now, reproof is not given to someone you don't know. As I speak right now, we ought to consider this as ourselves. We ultimately, all of us, are going to get to a point where we are going to be able to reprove someone. But most of us right now are under the edict of being reproved by others. When you have that reproof from others, then you get into the point where you are going to be the one that's the reprover. Okay? If you reprove someone who is, who you don't know, that's kind of, offensive, actually, to be brutally honest. So rest assured that the reproof is coming from someone who you are familiar with. Now, ideally, reproof begins in the home. When you are a small child, your parents reprove you for things that they see that they need to be corrected. As you move on, as you continue to grow, you get into the realm of being here in the school, and teachers reprove you. And then, your peers reprove you. And then ultimately, if you ultimately end up at this destination in life, when you get married, your spouse reproves you. So reproof is something that goes on throughout your life. It never ends. Either you are reproving or you're the reprover. Here are some things that reproof is not. Reproof is not condemning criticism. Reproof is not condemning criticism. Reproof is not public embarrassment. If someone's reproving you and they love you, they're not going to publicly embarrass you. Third, reproof is not an angry outburst. Fourth, reproof isn't constantly finding fault.
You're fine.
You're good? Okay, I forgot everything that you have to translate.
No, you're fine.
Reproof is therefore, reproofs are supposed to be infrequent and with great reluctance. You don't reprove someone every day. You reprove them at the right time when it's the most instructive. And if you're getting reproved every day, something is wrong. Something's either wrong with you or the one that's doing the reproving. Because it should not be something like, oh, every time you have to get reproved. No. It's something that's entered in with great reluctance and very infrequent. Now, our loved ones don't reprove us because they despise us. Oh no. On the contrary, they love us so much, they can't help but reprove us and keep us going in a direction that's consistent with proper development. When we reprove someone, we confront attitudes or actions that are not correct or that needs to be corrected. We refuse to look the other way or just ignore because they're under stress and strain, and because we know that what we're sharing is good for them and for everyone that this person ultimately will touch. Ultimately, we are all going to touch someone's life. The reason I came into teaching is because I want to touch people's lives. And